Okay, welcome to this next set of videos focusing on Unreal Engine 5 and blueprints. Let's have a look at what we got so far. So if I just hit play there, we're in the main menu level, main menu. We can go to our new game and we go into our other level. We can hit pause. We can continue. We can go to back to the main menu if we want to. We can go to the end of this level, and we go to the next level. So the first thing I want to do, I think, is just to tidy this up a bit, so we kind of really do have something that you could sort of say is a whole game. So I think the first thing that I want to do is put an end to our second level. So that's level 2 right here. And we'll essentially do the same thing that we've got in the other level, just to have an exit. And what I'll try to do through the rest of these videos is to really look at fleshing this out as a sort of a whole game. So let's just, where are we? Starter content, and I just want to grab, where are we? Here, yeah. So I want, I think, that one. Oh, that's interesting. Changing color. So is that telling me I've already used these? That's very handy. I like that. So let's just see. So let's just put an exit, I guess, over here. Control space brings us up again, and I'm just going to pop down this one. I could just go and open up the other one, the other level, copy and paste, but it's easy enough just to do this. So if I hit E, gives me the rotate gizmo. It's going to rotate it around 90 degrees. We're going to add we're going to add a text. Do I have a recent? Do I have a recent here? Because I already have added this, haven't I? Oh, there we go. The text, that's our recently placed. So we're just going to grab that one. And we want to rotate that in 180, I think. 180. And let's call this exit. Make it larger. So I can't remember what size I had last time. Was it 40 or something? W to get the gizmo, and let's just pop it against the wall here. A little bit further. Oh, we don't want the color, do we? Let's make it a darker red. Ooh, something like that. And let's put it down above. So this is all just quick sort of programmer art style stuff. I'm not trying to make this look very pretty. And we also want a trigger volume, which we should have up here as well. We've got our trigger volume. And place that behind the door. So this is just going to be our exit. So it's a basic sort of idea, you know, of going through a set of levels and getting to the end and then finishing up. So what we want to have happen when we get to the exit is that it just essentially really just needs to open up the menu, because it automatically closes these when we open up the menu level. So let's go into our level blueprint here. Hello. Oh, good. Didn't crash. We all know Unreal Engine never crashes. Let's just get rid of event tick. We're not going to use that. And we just right click and we can just call an event. We've gone through this many times. Collision to add on actor begin overlap for our trigger volume. And basically want to open level by object or reference. I think that should do the trick. And we just want the main menu 2 is the name, I'm pretty sure. And I think that's pretty much all we need. That's going to do the trick. Don't really need anything else. Overlapped actor, other actor, well, that's probably going to be fine. Compile. We can go from here. Yeah, let's just play from here. And then we go through, and if everything works, we should, bang, go to here. Now, look, as I say, this is not pretty. It's not pretty. You, of course, would want transitions and everything nice and attractive through there. And, you know, we may do some a little bit later when we look at the doing cutscenes and stuff like that. But for the time being, I'm not too worried about it. The other thing, the moment we've got new game and level 2. So we created a save game. So we've created this. We know when we finish the first level, it opens up level 2 so we can come here all the time. We could also go and change this to say level 1, level 2. Of course, look, if you were doing a real game, you would make this more complex. This is a very simple main menu. And, you know, if you want to load levels, you may have a sort of a completely different screen or a different part of the screen. You know, you can do a lot of things using the blueprint widgets. So for instance, if we go and actually have a look at the blueprint widget that we're using, so I'll give you some options here, things you can perhaps try. Again, main menu 2 is the one that we want. So we've got down here in our hierarchy, we have the canvas panel, which is where everything contains all our controls. We have an image, which is just a blue background at the moment. We could actually put an image in there, of course. And we have our buttons. We also have a vertical box, so we can turn the visibility on that on and off. So we could. There's nothing stopping us from having multiple of these. So we could go through and call this one main menu, and then you could have another one, you know, called select. Level select or something like that, and have the same thing on the same widget, but allowing you to load in another level. So I'm not going to go through that now, but essentially it would sort of be in the same spot. And in here, if we look down here, we should have a visibility and enabled, so we can make that hidden. We could also make it collapse. It's a little bit different, so that would bring everything up. If there was something underneath it, it's a little bit different there. And we can have it hidden as well, so we could have different things in there. So I'm not going to go through that now, but just be aware that's something that we could do if you're making a real game. We can also change, for instance, instead of new game up here, one of the things we could do is actually just make that say level 1 and level 2. So, you know, you can either load level 1 or load level 2. I've gone through kind of how to change things on excuse me, on there. I think I'm not going to go and do that for this one. I think we've really sort of covered what we need to cover there, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So at the moment, let's go back to compile, save that, close that, come back here, go back to our map, and go back to our excuse me, main menu. I thought I got over my cold, but for some reason it seems to be kind of back. If you want to see it full screen as well, this is a good one to know about. If I hit F11, it makes it full screen. And then you might say, well, how do I hit play? So just hit Alt-P, and that will play as well. So if you want to check what it looks like in full screen, it's always good to know. All right, so we go for new game, into here. We can use everything. This is where things are at right at the moment. We've got our blueprint actors. We can press E, etc. And then at the moment, it's a pretty simple game. So the level we just go through, and we can exit. Bang, we go to the next level. I've made this a little bit different so we can see that it's different. And then So not very exciting gameplay, but we can go and exit through here, and it takes us back to our main menu where we can either keep going on a game or we can quit and come out and hit F11 again, and that gets rid of my full screen. All right, so that's nice and sort of tidy. We've got something there which I'd say, you know, is the shell of what you would use in any of your projects to create a game with your main menu. You've got multiple levels there. You've got your main menu level. You've got your different, don't forget down here, we've got our game mode. We've got the different classes. So we've got our pawn class, player controller class, and the main ones in here, and our game mode, of course. And if we go and actually have a look in our levels, so tutorial 2, and we have a look in here as well, you'll see we have our game mode, we have our first person character, BP first person character, and we have our player controller class here. So they're the main ones that we're interested in. So what I think we're going to look at next is trying to add some different things in here. So right now we've got a pretty simple character. Let's just play this one. So at the moment, all we can do, we can go in and out. We can come into here. This is a simple blueprint where we can go into the trigger box. It turns on. In this one, we go into the trigger box and we get some information saying, hey, you can press E and turn things on and off. Now, wouldn't it be good to do that differently? So what we might do, we might add a door so we can actually go through a door. And what I want to be able to do is to come up to the door and to say, you know, press the interact key and open up the door. And then I think the other thing we would be interesting to do, if we get enough time, I think we get enough time, is to look at creating maybe something like a pickup, and how we do that and how it might work and how we would use our blueprint classes to make that happen. So, okay, let's pause for now. I'll come back and we'll make a start on that one.